Welcome to the Rich Bitch Show. I'm your host, Kandice Lee, a soulful multi-six-figure business mentor helping you create next-level wealth and alignment in your life and business. I believe that having a high-quality business that delivers high-quality results will feed a life and future of wealth, health, happiness, and abundance from wherever you want in the world. I'm here every week to help you vibe higher, reclaim your power, and create the reality and wealth that you truly desire. So let's get started. Welcome back, future millionaires. I am very excited. Today I'm doing a solo episode. We already missed Kevin, but I have, kid you not, a sticky note of little prompts that you guys were wanting life updates on, and I feel like we're overdue. We're overdue at this point. So I'm very, very excited to pull the curtain back, share what's going on in different areas, so many different areas, and share kind of what I'm doing, what's happening, what I'm focusing on, how that's all going, and just give you the full 411 on Kandice Lee Co, Kandice as a mother, and all of the other things. So let's get into it. I'm just gonna work through my list. And those of you that are watching or listening, hello. If you haven't yet tuned in and started watching us, I want to remind you, we are uploading every episode now in video format. So, it depends on what platform that you listen to us on, but most platforms you should be able to watch us now. And if you can't, you can actually just search me up on YouTube and find us on there. So that is fun. Hope that you are enjoying that. And so many of our little sneak peek clips that we kind of cut out. Well, I'm saying it's Kevin, you guys. Kevin is doing this for us and we love him for it. Cutting the videos up and we're sharing them across social media for you to give you those kind of sneak peeks into the conversations that we have. And lately we've been answering a lot of your questions, which has been so fun. So let's start with business updates. Let's go there first. Business offers, the rebrand. One, Kevin is with us now. That is probably the most obvious update that I can share with you. We are loving having him a part of the team and having him support us in this little journey. I love having him in the conversations on the podcast with me. I feel like it is such a good play on both of our projector energies. And you guys are giving me awesome feedback, despite some of you having a little bit of resistance, which we can get. For any of you that are newer to watching, I have had this podcast since I want to say 2021. I would actually have to scroll right back and give you the exact date, but I believe it was 2021. And it's always been me. I don't even do a ton of guest speakers on the podcast. It's honestly something I don't overly enjoy unless it's a really awesome topic. I love getting into the nitty-gritty stuff with you guys and really sharing things that you can action on and that can support you. So to share this space was a really special invitation and something that I put a lot of intention into. So I hope that you are enjoying it. And if you have had some resistance and maybe you're just catching this one because it's a solo episode, I highly encourage you to just go test them out, because there's so much in it that we've been sharing and so much more that Kevin's able to be pulling out of me. And I love that for the sake of you guys being able to take what we're talking about and teaching you and bringing to the table and go in action on it. So that's been a lot of fun. What else did we have for the business updates? Holy smokes, so much. So we just went through a whole rebrand. As you know, this is, okay, we're going to kind of bring two in one here. I have been going through my personal journey in the last 2 years of post separation after my 14-year relationship crumbled before my eyes, learning how to be honestly a human being as an adult and a business owner and a mother living on my own in this world, because I've never done any of that alone, which is crazy. So that was and has been the journey that I have been on and developing myself through, and just getting to know myself even more, being that much more obsessed with my own company. As you guys know, I have been really emphasizing on the importance of that, because that's something I've really taken from this whole experience, is just how much more I respect, love, and trust myself on this side of things after letting myself go through what I had to go through and, meet myself where I was at, so to speak. And then also meet my next identity. And you know how big I am on identity upgrades and what identity upgrades have meant for me, what they mean for our clients. I'm going to share some of that, because
holy smokes, you guys, so much has been happening for our clients. And it's life changing. And it makes me really excited just about the way that they're showing up for themselves, the way that they're leaning into the teachings, the way that they are allowing themselves to see things differently, the way that they're allowing themselves to do things differently. It's incredible to get to witness and walk beside them. I am honored. So when it came to upgrading my identity and like just coming to terms with like, I let my entire life crumble. You guys, I'm going to do a full like update on just the crumble and the rebuild because I feel like it's muchly needed. And every time I'm sharing anything in a reel or TikTok lately that's about the crumble, you guys are really resonating. And this doesn't obviously have to mean in your relationship. This could be anything in your life that you notice is crumbling, whether it's your career, your work life, your friendships, where you live, whatever it is. But when it came to recognizing who I was on the other side of my crumble, I was like, I am just like not who anybody knew. Like if you knew me 2 years ago, you do not know me now. So it was kind of a let me reintroduce myself type of moment. And in that, I just took a lot of time. And you guys probably noticed that because I went quiet for a little bit on the podcast before we brought Kevin on. I've been like really diving into myself and the vision that we have going forward for the business. And I believe in the slow down to speed up. And I believe in it because I model it, I do it, I walk that talk. And every single time that I have done it, it has blown up my business, my life, helped me quantum leap, like truly been such a support for me and for the direction of my life. So that's what I did. I really asked myself, like, who are we now? Obviously, doing all the identity work that we teach our clients and support our clients with. I use our own audios that we have in the membership for our clients. Like, this is the work that I do on a regular basis. And that has truly helped me go from crumble life to unrealistic life and without missing a beat in between. So when it came to really recognizing, okay, what worked, what's true for me, who do I desire to be mentoring, what do I want these offers to look like, what makes sense for our client? You guys know I believe in responsibility and intentionality. And so when I was remodeling the offers, I was like, it has to make sense for what's going to give her the best results possible in the simplest of ways, because hello, that's what we stand for. And when doing that, how do I also want this to go for me? Because you're building both sides, right? We're building and scaling for the whole human is how I like to phrase this when we're doing this with clients. And I put myself right in the client's shoes. Like I walked myself through exactly what we walk our clients through. And we came to terms with saying we me and like internal Candice came to terms with what made sense for the membership and what made sense for the mastermind going forward. So we ended up, are you ready for this? I came to the decision that Six Figure Coach will not be ran live anymore, which seems so crazy. I mean, I'm not going to say forever, but I will not be running Six Figure Coach live for a very long time, and it may be never. And there's a couple reasons why. So I'm going to share why, because the teachings are still very much every single thing that's a framework. That is literally the framework to 30 plus K months with 2 to 5 hour days. So that shit is gold. That's not going anywhere. Let me reassure you. Just alone, like the results that clients have been getting in the last week, given these frameworks, has been enough to just like make me want to write my own book about it. Like it's incredible the way that this has been able to help people with huge missions and a lot of drive really change their experience inside a business. But what I noticed was for those that were pre six figures, it made more sense to be in the membership and have access to, as you guys know, so inside the membership, you get member only upgrades, access to things at member only rates as well. So like when you are in the membership, yes, it's a membership, but this doesn't mean that it's, oh, because it's a membership, it's for the newbies, or, oh, it's a membership, so it's for those that are just starting or that are like really, let me use the word struggling in their business. It's just a place of like an option. It's an option. If you are in a place in your life, maybe, or your calendar space, or just your capacity for higher level support, such as the mastermind, then it just makes sense to go into the membership. If you know that you want access to me in a one-on-one way, but you kind of want to customize that, that's a great space to do it too, because you get the membership, you get the vault, you get access to special rates to add in one-on-one upgrades with me. So these look like a one-on-one call, a week of Voxer, bundles of calls, 3 months of calls, and you still are in the membership, right? And you get all of that at like a special rate. So I personally loved that because I know that there were seasons in my life, not just my business. Okay, remember, whole as human approach, that would have really, really supported me, especially when I was like pre 15K months, let's say. That would have really supported me. And so we actually put Six Figure Coach framework into the membership and kind of reorganize, let's say, the user experience. And I'm moving, you're getting all of it at once. I'm moving in like 9 days. And once we're settled, we're actually going to use the new office to re-record the entire vault all over again and completely update it. Not that the content is irrelevant, it's just that girl, aka old Kandice that recorded all of that, is like so far gone and like upgraded that I want this to feel on brand going forward. So I'm feeling really energized and excited about that, and for just what upgrading some of that content will do for our members, just bringing a new energy in there, the way that we have structured it, the way that we have brought the formula over in a more condensed way for them to like truly work through each step of the formula, starting with their identity, and working through like the business model, the offerings, the marketing, the sales, and the wealth energetics. So it's pretty incredible. That's $197 a month. Now, a couple other changes we made to the membership when we brought over and kind of like ended Six Figure Coach was it's now $197 per month. Like per month, come in, get what you need, upgrade when you're ready, move up to the mastermind, add in things when you're ready. Like it's kind of your place to just start in our world, get your footing, get working on your beliefs, and when you're ready, move up, right? So for those of you that just like know you're ready for support, but you're not ready for high touch support, that's where I would go. Like go get instant access to the frameworks that are literally transforming our clients' lives, incomes, time freedom, and all the other components, sorry, not missing components, but other components. And then you, can move up as you feel called or not. Also your choice. But that's feeling really, really good for me. And it's feeling like an amazing space for anybody who is really honestly in a season where they're ready to start building nourishing wealth. Like the amount of DMs that I get that are so similar, like, wow, like I have truly actually hit the point where I am so done with operating my business the way I am, or I'm so done with hustle culture, burnout culture. I'm so done with trying to burn myself out to get where I want to go. Like I'm obviously spinning my wheels and staying in the same spot. And when you're like in it and you're like, oh yeah, no, it's gonna work, it's so hard to see the light sometimes. And that's why I feel like I'm just constantly repeating the same message, because I know at one point it's going to land for you. You're gonna reach a season in your life where you're like, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. And so sustainability, nourishment, and scaling get to coexist. And it makes me really excited for the ways that we're going to be supporting those of you that are ready for that, whether you are at six figures yet, or you're ready for, 30, 40K months. So like high multiple six figures, it's going to be an absolute game changer in how you experience those results. And that has us pretty fired up for what's coming. Also in the coming time here, so probably between now and the new year, Kevin will be also taking part in the membership, which also has me really excited. So we'll be there to support our community. As you know, or maybe don't know, depending if you've been watching and listening to us lately on season 2 of the podcast, Kevin has worked with me multiple times one-on-one in his own business and seen really, really incredible results, completely shifted the way that he ran business, seen his business, seen offerings, seen sales, received sales. We've gone into it numerous conversations. So honestly, I really would go back and listen to some of that, because he is a wealth of knowledge and a walking representation of our framework. So very excited to have just his support in there for the community members as well, especially as we grow. So there'll be constant access to some sort of support in between the membership calls, which feels really incredible for those of you that are growing and scaling. So that's that whole update. The next piece is the upcoming mastermind. Now, when this actually launches, I've probably already started to pretty actively share about what's coming. And in December, we will be opening the doors to it. So it's going to be much like Six Figure Coach was ran and delivered. We are going to be running unrealistic. How on brand. I've ran this mastermind twice in the last few years, but very differently. And so what I noticed was the delivery of Six Figure Coach was still very much needed for those that were scaling. We just want to serve a different approach. So the best way for me to word this is when you know that you're like really, really struggling with the foundations and like posting, just doing any part of the business aspects consistently, I would honestly start in the membership. And the mastermind is going to be for the person who is doing all of those things, just knows they want to do it at a whole different level and in a lot simpler of a way, and truly start to normalize unrealistic numbers, results, client results for their clients, and really have the support to see things differently, implement a different business model or business structure or offer structure if needed, being able to truly do a lot of the things that they're doing, but do it better, do it more unrealistically, while also supporting the whole ass human still. So this is very much going to be for the whole woman, the whole woman that knows that no matter what happens in her life, she is unavailable for her business to crumble, unwilling for her mental well-being to crumble, her identity to crumble, her sales to crumble. She is like unwavering in that and is ready to actually build for that. So I am very, very excited. This will be for 8 women. This will eventually be revolving doors. So you will be hearing me talk about the the mastermind. It will be something that you can definitely apply to going forward. And we'll be obviously letting you know on the podcast episodes, like when we have open enrollment. But I'm very excited for our first 8 women who join me in this space, who are truly committing to 2025 being like the multiple 6-figure year, and the year that they lock in everything that's going to keep them really supported and sustaining that business no matter what life brings. And as you guys know, that is something that has had me feel very, very grateful for the last few years while I've been going through it, because had I not had the business structures in place and had I not already had a more simplified business approach that was very scalable, I don't know what the last few years would have looked like for me, if I'm being completely honest. If I didn't have the time in my calendar to replenish myself, heal, recover, grieve, learn how to single parent, learn and navigate how I wanted to do that, foster a co-parenting relationship, post separation, like move, all the things that have happened and that we've adjusted to and normalized for ourselves, while also still serving our clients and being a business owner and all the things that took place in that. So I am incredibly grateful for my therapist and my mentors and my community and our clients, honestly. So without that, and without the way that I view, practice, do, and experience business, I truly don't know what it would have looked like. And so that has really put the light and perspective on what was needed next, as in my evolution and in our business model and in what our clients are going to need, because obviously we serve a lot of women and this is something that will happen. This is what keeps quote unquote people stuck, is you have the intention and the vision of something, but then like life happens. And what happens to you when life happens? Do you wobble? Do you start distracting yourself? Do you start avoiding what you have to do? Do you hide? Like what happens? And you want to have your identity, your beliefs, your patterns, your business structure, your plans, whether it be for marketing plans, sales plans, like all of the things in place that are needed for the whole ass human, the business, the mother, the mentor, the coach, the practitioner, the woman, the lover, all of it. Because when that's in place, it doesn't matter what's happening in life. Your business doesn't have to wobble. Your income doesn't have to wobble. And that was probably one of the most asked questions that I got through, like once I finally actually started talking about separation. I think I waited like 9 months, and I just like really let myself be in it and keep my footing and stay grounded and stay supported before I felt honestly like safe enough and open enough to want to bring people into that, and obviously out of respect for my co-parent. So that was all like a really big thing. And when I noticed, or when I kind of let you guys in and started sharing more about it, it was the most asked question is like, we had absolutely no idea. No idea. My closest clients, my mastermind clients, nobody had the slightest idea of what was happening. And that like really affirmed in me, because obviously I had my moments where I was like, what is happening? Really questioning things and like wondering what everybody was feeling from me. But I just kept staying in my integrity and kept staying responsible for myself and my emotions and my mindset and my leadership and my integrity in motherhood and business in every area. And as I did that, that was the most asked question. How are you doing this? How did you just walk through that the way that you did? How has your income not been wobbling? How have you continued to scale your business and then start another one? Like there was just so much that happened in those 2 years. And I know that business and life and healing and upgrading and mothering and living alone wouldn't look the way it does now, and it wouldn't feel as easeful and aligned as it does without the practices I've put into place the last 3 years. Right. So that is what really excites me about unrealistic and unrealistic women that will be coming into that space. So if this is speaking to you, you can definitely DM me on Instagram. Just honestly write me the word unrealistic and we'll turn it into a chat and see what's coming up for you, what's going on, and if this is an aligned fit. But that's kind of what initiated the whole change of putting Six Figure Coach into the membership and really just enhancing the support there, and then bringing in unrealistic full-time as a mastermind for the woman that knows that she wants multiple six figures as a whole as human. So yeah, if you're ever stuck when it comes to our offerings and you're just not sure where to start, but you want the formulas and you want the support and you're ready to simplify and you know exactly what you want. I don't even have to sit here and explain it to you because just simply DM me. Like I am such an open book and I am me in my DM. So I will always voice note you, turn it into a conversation, and make sure that you're going somewhere, starting somewhere that actually makes sense for where you're at and what you need. And I will always be completely honest and transparent with you. So letting you in on that. Now, that being said, I feel like I've just like shared a little bit of absolutely everything on this little note of mine, but the kids and I are moving in 9 days today. Just so exciting. Just to have like we've been living in, I guess you would call it like a new build condo, so to speak. And so I'm someone who came from a subdivision with like larger lots and like a backyard, privacy, and I just feel like I don't have this here. And I know that when I moved here, I actually moved here with the intent that this was our transitional place, and it made sense. And this summer it started to just really not make sense anymore, and I was really starting to desire more space and kind of like another fresh start. It's like so much of this Kandice was developed in this space, in this home, but now I'm ready to move forward and start fresh, and the kids are ready for a bigger backyard again, and like all of the things I feel like I don't have to explain. So I am really excited. My new office is gorgeous and so well lit, kind of like this, I guess. But I'm very, very excited about everything that's going to be created there. Like I have like a little podcast corner planned, and just like truly upgrading every bit of your experience inside of Kandice Lee Co. And so that's got me pretty fired up and pretty excited. So that will be happening once we're moved. Obviously, Christmas is in there. The kids will be home a lot. I am planning to also take them away. Nobody tell them, please. So that will also be really fun. And then once we're back and we're settled in the new year, Unrealistic will be kicking off. I believe, I have it in my calendar. I believe it's this first week of January, once everyone's back into routine, because we are wasting no time in 2025. We're going to be spending 4 months going right into normalizing your unrealistic reality and mastering the formula for wealth 2 to 5 hour days. So the next kind of month and a half are going to be just about like normalizing this expansion, getting settled, getting organized, simplifying life, bringing my formula into life a little bit further again, and that adjustment period. And I'm really excited to just like do that with my babies and be there for them while they adjust, and just see what this next chapter has in store for us. So that will be really fun. Single parenthood, I would say, is a ride. Let's start with that. And it's also like such a beautiful invitation. It really, really is. I'm not going to say it's perfect. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. from. I'm not going to say that I have this like nailed down and perfect. I allow myself to be imperfect, and I allow this journey to be imperfect. And one of the things I feel like has really helped me, and I don't know if anybody can relate with this, I would love to know if you can, but I, before being a mom, knew how badly I wanted to be a mom. And I knew what type of mother I wanted to be. And I knew that I wanted to be really intentional. Honestly, I wanted to be the parent that I didn't have. I'm being completely transparent here. And that has fueled me and will forever fuel me. And in that, I also will put a lot of pressure and expectations on myself that just aren't needed. Like I've just always done that. Straight up 2-5 projector, if anybody's into human design. So that shadow of the fifth line really comes into play sometimes. And I have spent the last 2 years like really deconditioning that, if I'm being honest. And that has been a game changer. I would say I am like a very mindful parent, and I parent very mindfully and consciously. And when you're doing that, that's work, right? Parenting, it's not always easy when you're really parenting. So I would say just like releasing the expectations that I put on myself and remembering like, okay, Candice, are these really needed? Are these expectations that you have really needed? What if you can just come back to your heart? What if you can just come back to what you know is true, or what they need, or what you need, and be in service of that? And it's been a game changer, such a game changer, really opening up more channels for communication with them, between them and I, which I'm really loving, just like how open and willing to share that they still are. And, you know, they went through a lot too, so to speak, like their little life got completely shifted. And so spending the time to just acknowledge that and be with their hearts and be with what they needed and honor the three of us has really helped. And I feel like we're now like in such a really good groove. Yeah, it feels nice. And so we do a 2-2-3 split. So 2 nights, 2 nights, 3 nights, so that we are able to have the kids every other weekend. At first, we weren't doing this. Neither of us could go 3 nights without our children. So that was hard and will make me emotional. So we're just going to say that. And then we finally reached the point where we're like, well, wait a minute. It also sucks to only have them for half the weekend and to not be able to like really truly go somewhere or do something big with them. You're always kind of like preparing for the switch, and the switch is also hard on kids. So this so far has worked for all four of us really well. So to do 2-2-3. So I spend my 2 nights that I don't have them during the week just like filling my cup extra, you know, might have an extra cup of herbal tea. I might go to the spa, I might socialize and be social if I need it. And I might also be a hermit and like cozy down on the couch, watch a girly show, hit the bath at 7 and be in bed by 8. Like it really just depends on those 2 nights and what's happening that week, what's needed of me. Obviously right now, you know, I'm going into my solo weekend and I will be spending the entire weekend packing because your girls packed 3 boxes and we move in 9 days. So there's that. I'm not worried at all. And I've like completely outsourced this move, being a resource girly, and hired the movers and called my brother in advance, called my mother in advance, and like just really made sure, called cleaners in advance. Like I really made sure that this move is going to be seamless, smooth, and I am not stressing 1 second over it. I refuse. So that has been really big. And so that's how I've been kind of spending my time, is like supporting my well-being, supporting my health, supporting my energy levels, resting extra, pouring into myself, allowing my like all of it, my social buckets to be filled, and asking myself honestly on those days, what do you need? What do you need? And letting myself have that, whatever it is. And that also has felt really incredible. And things too, that whether you are in a committed relationship, marriage, a family life or not, I would totally recommend starting to do with yourself and ask yourself and give yourself those times, whether it's like, okay, on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week, this is what I do for myself. Start doing that, like for your human, just a strategy for the human. Highly recommend. What else do we have? So health updates. Okay, so I have been on a skin journey, and I don't know if you'll be able to see on this video, but I am honestly at a point in my life where I'm being obsessed with my skin, if I'm being completely honest. And I am not somebody who's ever been able to say that, ever. So that's fun, especially considering just how much has been on the go and how much life has kind of been lifing. I would say my capacity to hold a lot has immensely stretched, obviously, and we love that. And the way that I look at my skin, the way I talk about my skin, the way that I feel about my skin, the way that I visualize my skin, the way that I practice supporting my detox pathways, the way that I support my lymphatic system, the way that I support my sleep, the way that I support what touches my skin, what touches me, what goes on my skin. All of that has been stuff that I've always been really intentional about. But honestly, what I'm going to go ahead and say that I feel like has made the biggest difference is one, obviously the additional lymphatic and detox support. So like upping my dandelion root tea, nettle leaf tea, absolute love. I've been living at the spa, as you guys know. So a little bit of steam room action, a little bit of sauna action. I still use my red light therapy every single night. Castor oil packs. So I do know that the additional detox support has done it, but also what I think too is just being so fucking unapologetic about who I am, what I want, what I won't tolerate. Start seeing someone or talking to someone and I'm like, no, this is not it. I'm like, hey, no, this is not it. And like, just no people pleasing. I have such strong boundaries. I feel like I just opened the can of worms for you guys. I have so many more questions about my single life, but we'll go there in a different episode. But just like having these boundaries and knowing and feeling actually so proud of, I love who I am. I know who I am. I value who I am. I trust who I am. And I deserve and I now expect to be met with that. And if I'm not, sayonara. And that has really helped because I feel like prior to my life crumbling, I definitely knew it was crumbling before it crumbled. I definitely knew things were coming and I fought it. I fought it a lot. I fought it hard and I fought for it really hard. And I do think that that had a lot to do with just like that was the bridge or the gap, however you want to phrase it, the gap, I guess, in my skin journey was like when I actually fully let go and like let things happen as they were supposed to happen and people show me who they were. And when I truly just like let go of that control and I kept coming back to me and building me and focusing on me and letting things unravel as they would and kept coming back to me and valuing myself and loving myself and pouring into myself and supporting my body so that it could let go of anything else it needed to let go of, I just noticed I started to glow more. I started to clear up more. I wasn't getting breakouts, on my period or around the start of my cycle. I wasn't a lot of those things that I would experience, even as a health girly and a crunchy girly, stopped. And so it wasn't like a special supplement. It wasn't, I don't even know, like a 20-step skincare routine. It was actually just like how I was protecting my own energy, how I was speaking to myself, how I valued myself, and what I did for myself. So let that be some permission too for your glow up, not just mentally, but physically, because that's really, really fun. And then last one I'll do today, and I feel like I'm going to do another one, and I feel like it'd be really fun to bring you deeper into just the crumble and the rebuild. Sorry, you guys might hear all the notification sounds, but I want to give a little client update and shout out because holy shit, you guys, our clients I'm like always going to say our and we. I don't know why. It's because like I truly value and respect the hell out of my team and I'm so grateful. So it's always like a we thing. But obviously it's me supporting these clients, as we know. And it's been so amazing. Last week alone, two of our clients were like, oh, hey, I know we're not done, but like, how do we resign and keep going? Like, they're so committed to their growth. That's what I'm going to say. The clients right now in my world are so committed to who they're becoming, what they're doing, how they're doing it, how they want to do it. And like the way that they're identifying with themselves going forward, that they're so locked into that, they're like, we're not stopping this. Like the train just started moving, right? Like we're really just getting started. They're at the point, like I said at the beginning of the episode, like they don't even recognize themselves anymore. They're like, whoever that was 2 months ago, she's dead. She doesn't even exist. Like this is me now. And it's actually locking in. As we know, the normalization process takes time, it takes consistency, it takes awareness, it takes action, and it takes seeing yourself differently. And so they've been plugging into the audios behind the scenes that we have, leaning in for the support, showing up for the support, and actually actioning on the changes that were needed to take them from where they were personally and inside of their business to where they want to be, who they want to be. And it has been so incredible to see. I'm talking like regulating and normalizing 5K days, 3K days, selling out launches before the offer is even open. So for one client, for example, she came in and she's like, I'm newer to coaching, but I've had a lot of success in my other business. Like, help me blow this thing up in the simplest of ways, because like I'm a single mom to three kids, sorry. And I'm like, yes, let's do this. Like, speaking my language. So we sold out her offer before it was even live. And like, just really truly started to normalize what high ticket sales meant for her and how to have them consistently without following old past dated like bro approaches of like blowing up the DMs, feeling like you have to send 100 follow-ups a day, just going hard. It was more so about being intentional and being consistent. And it works. It always, when you work the formula works for you. I kid you not. It's just about making sure that we're setting it up in a customized way, which is why we deliver our mastermind the way we do, right? Why we have that initial kickoff call, because when we have that 2 hours together, we're able to comb right through the entire business and through your identity and create a marketing plan for you to really kick things off so that you can start to normalize it, right? If you have it all in front of you and you can ground into that every single day and take action from it, the action becomes easier and more simple, and the results become more effective, and who you're being becomes just simply who you are. Like, the becoming becomes you. And I love being on this side of things and being able to watch who they become and how they're showing up and how they're speaking and how they're problem solving and how they're pivoting and how they're reaching out for support, where they're bringing awareness to, all of it. I am quite obsessed. And so that's been happening. We've had members that are like truly stretching their capacity. They're like pushing through old beliefs, old limitations, really starting to normalize what 5-figure months would mean for them, growing to 6 figures, clients that are letting go of like just the burnout approach to business and kind of creating a scalable high ticket business model right now, which is also life changing, and like watching them become full again. Like full of life, full of energy, full of creativity, full of excitement again, full of joy, full of passion and impact again. Because I'm sure if you're listening, you've had an experience in your business where you've reached depletion or burnout, or maybe you're there or you're headed there and you can feel yourself going there. It takes sometimes more energy to stop the train and be like, whoa, pump the freaking brakes. This is not working for me, and change things, than it does to just stay on the train and head right into burnout land. And so I have been there, right? As you guys know, that's like the whole story to my brand. So when clients reach out, I'm like, I respect the hell out of the season that you're in, and you do not need to walk this alone. Like, we are here, the frameworks are here, the support is here, and the high touch support is there. So for that reason, especially as women in business who, we need to be protecting our energy. We need to be nourishing ourselves if we want to be experiencing nourishing wealth and nourishing success. And we need to honor the fact that we aren't men and we aren't meant to hustle and here to hustle, but we are very magnetic beings and we are very emotionally intelligent beings, and we are able to tap into that and into our natural wisdom and master the skills needed to use that alongside business strategies to really scale something powerful and yet simple. So I've just been having the time of my freaking life watching this happen and getting to be a part of it for all of our clients. Yeah, like I just keep saying I'm so excited or I'm so lit up. And so I'm just going to stop repeating myself, because that's basically where I'm at. Like, everything feels so calm. Everything feels locked in. Like I said, we've got the mastermind coming, and I'm so excited about the additional women that will be joining us in there. There will be 8 spots. I don't know if 8 will be fully available at this point. We're already having conversations. We're already having clients, want to upgrade, but that's what will be happening there. And you'll be able to see a lot more of that in a couple emails, probably I'll send out just to give you that heads up if that's where you catch things, but most importantly on Instagram and TikTok. So make sure you're following there. Make sure you're keeping an eye. Come check out stories, come check out the feed posts and the rebrand photo shoot, and like slowly trickling out the photos and the B-roll. Holy smokes, we took so much B-roll and we had the best time. But I want to know, before I pop off, I want you to jump into my DMs or even email me, whatever works. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you want more of. Are you loving the Q&A. So like when we're bringing your guys' questions out and I'm giving you tangible action steps and exactly what I would do, are you wanting more life updates like this? Like, do you just love the brand side of things? What do you want more of? What do you want to know more of? What can I prioritize for you? Because this is your space too. And I'm here to show up for you. So I would love to know what would support you. And it gives me something to feel invited into. So in case you needed a little bit of initiation in that, there you are, something to respond to. Please let me know, reach out. Let me know what you think about this episode. I love you all so, so much. We will link everything in the show notes for you below. And I will see you with Kevin on the next episode. I love you all. Bye.
Okay, future millionaires, thanks for hanging out with me in today's episode. I cannot wait to hear your takeaways from it. If you haven't yet, take a quick screenshot and share this to your stories. Tag me so I can shout you out for elevating and showing up for yourself. I want you to remember you were born deserving of a wealthy life, and now it's time to create it.